Life Audio.
Today on Talk About That, John takes an L when he issues a snarky retraction about typewriters and brags about his ability to worry. Meanwhile, I learned a troubling fact about pillows and hope I'll be a new man in 7 years. Plus a conversation about how grace goes against our urge to achieve approval. Today's episode is not sponsored by books, just like an audiobook, but with the captions on.
Hey guys, it's John and Jonnie back for another episode of your favorite podcast, Talk About That.
That's very presumptive. You don't know what their favorites are.
We've heard from people that it's their favorite.
Do you think there are people because how many podcasts do you have in rotation?
You know, I'm off my podcast game right now.
Are you?
I'm in writing mode. Yeah.
I really have only a couple that I'm pretty loyal to. One is American Scandal. It's like a history podcast that has a little bit of like audiobook drama built in. They do it like dramatizations in ways and tell the story, which I enjoy a lot. It's a Wondery podcast if you're a Wondery person. So I have a Wondery subscription.
Oh,
Wondery
fancy.
Plus.
Can't hide that money, bro.
I got $5.99 a month. But the other one is on Wondery as well, and it's called Scamfluencers, and it's like a true crime meets the internet age. So it basically is about sometimes it goes back pre-internet, but it basically is about people who are like, they're scammers, but they're using their influence as well to perpetuate scams and their rise and fall.
Don't you feel like that we're scamming? Do you ever feel?
No. What do you mean?
Never mind.
Don't you think we're all crooks, Johnny?
No. Me neither.
What do you mean we're all scamming?
I don't know.
You mean people that are on the internet are all like perpetuating wearing a mask in a way?
I think it's just that imposter syndrome of like, I wrote that book, and I don't know if y'all know this or not, but I was never trained to write books. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't mean like imposter syndrome. That's different than being a scammer and like taking money from your using your influence to take money from people
and the stuff to judge it.
No, I mean you should probably quit.
And judge it, they do.
You should probably hang it up because John's having like a crisis of confidence over here. He's do you ever feel like you don't deserve anything you have or anything? You know what I mean? Like,
don't you
good
guys?
Grief, John. That's a heck of a start to the show. You ever feel like everything's caving in around you and that no one really loves you? Anyway,
podcast.
Are we at the ad break yet? Sheesh.
Sorry, guys.
John's having a problem. We do have to issue another retraction, though. You know, it's been a while since people have reached out to say, hey, you got that wrong.
Hey, you're an idiot.
Talk about wrong.
This was from a faithful listener, Mark Carter.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. On the original typewriter, this goes back to our talk about
the original functional typewriter. What do they call it? The original whatever typewriter. The one that we know of.
We're going to get a retraction on this.
We know of today, the mechanical QWERTY keyboard.
Right, and how it was missing letters that we use now.
Because it had all the QWERTY letters.
You would use a 0 for the 1, sorry, 0 for O or O for 0.
And then, so we said, it only had letters 2 through 9. And I was like, I guess that means that because you'd use the blah, blah, blah. But it was all capital letters. And so for whatever reason, we said on the show, go ahead and read the rest of the email.
On the original typewriter, with the letters being all cap and the numbers being just 2 through 9.
Yeah.
To write 10 or larger, you would use the letter L.
No, I.
Sorry.
The capital I. We said L. Because I was like,
not the letter capital L.
I was thinking lowercase L. But then I remembered that it was all uppercase letters on the original typewriter. So we just neither one of us caught it and
because
corrected
an I
each
would
other.
Look like a 1. This indeed is a very educational podcast. Thank you for enriching our lives with knowledge, wisdom, truth, and fun. God bless your families. And he was very kind.
Yeah.
Mark's a very kind guy.
Yeah.
And you answered, you came back with sorry about that, wow, and a lot of sheesh,
Yeah.
I came back with, L don't know what you guys are talking about. L knew this the whole time. See what I did? Because I used the L for the, okay. Sorry about that, Mark.
John somehow made it worse.
If Jonnie would have said it, y'all be like, oh, bravo, he's so funny, just naturally. John says it, you're all like, oh, it's a dad joke. You know what, Jonnie, I am a dad. I'm not ashamed of it.
No, I think go for it.
I'm a little ashamed sometimes of myself.
As you should
be. Anyway. hey, thank you, Mark.
John's in crisis over here.
Hey, if they wanted to email us like Mark did, Jonnie, how would they do that?
Just send an email to hello@talkaboutthatpodcast.com. Yeah. And if you go to talkaboutthatpodcast.com, our website, you can see all the archived episodes, 300 and something, over 350. We're nearing 400.
We're near the 380s now.
We're nearing 400.
Yeah.
And you can catch up with the show. Maybe you got a big fall break trip planned. Let's binge that thing. Let's go. And and subscribe to the show. You can subscribe to our email list. We have a newsletter we're starting up, and it's going to go out to people and just give you more information about things that you want to know about. We're not going to spam you. Please stop freaking out about it. We're good people.
Just let us send you an email.
I'm a good person. John, it's on the fence, but
John's
got imposter syndrome. John's really like, am I even a person? Do I have value? Do you ever think? And you go, I don't, buddy.
Again, I will get onto my wife all the time.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm like, you're an amateur worrier. Like when you worry, it's like, oh, she'll come up with the worst case scenario thing. I'm like, wow, that's not even in my top. Like that doesn't make the list of my worst case scenarios. Right. Yeah. You want to really worry, and then I don't drop it on everybody what I really think.
Right, that's
It'd be too much. It's just too much. So
you think she can't handle it? She's not strong enough to handle the worry that you carry? Is that what you're saying?
That why would I put that on her? Uh-huh. I'm barely holding it together. Someone in this family has to hold it together. It might as well be her.
I think it's amazing you think you're holding it together.
Oh yeah, I know.
My wife said to me the other day, we were having a conversation in the car, and I said something snarky to her, and she goes, "I don't like this side of you." And I said, "What do you mean? Like my personality?" And she said, "Yes." Well done. Well done. Yeah. So I go, this is the real side. This is the side. Right. I don't have a lot of sides.
Yeah. So. I think I read somewhere the other day that when you marry someone and you take the vow, you vow to marry every version of them.
Oh, wow.
Throughout their life.
That's true. It's also pretty brutal. Yeah.
Yeah. You marry, because that's that whole like, you're not the person I married. And I think we've said it plenty of times, but like, of course you're not.
Yeah. What's the thing just physiologically? Isn't there a thing where like all your cells replace themselves every 7 years? So you're literally a different person.
I thought that was like skin cells in a pillowcase or something. Or
no, that's different.
You swallow a spider? I can't remember.
You swallow 10 spiders a year and their skin cells are in your... No. I think... I did read that when I was... a long time ago, I read that thing about like, if you have a pillow for more than like 5 years...
It's all...
3/4 of its weight...
Or a mattress is the same way,
is made up of like dead dust mites and their feces.
Which, guys, how would you even...
Yeah.
No, but anyway, back to your...
I think it's 1/4 of the way, not 3/4. So it's 1/4 of the way. Because I remember I wrote a joke about it. I was like, so it's still like 75% like feathers? That's... I mean, my pillow's making D's, but I still love it. That's the 75's passing where I come from.
That's nice. Your brain cells, though, every 7 years? But no,
I think that like if you have a kidney, and most of us do, if you're listening out there and you have a kidney, raise your kidney. It replaces itself. All the cells that it replaces, I don't know, it's a whole thing. But I think that's true. Maybe that's one of those things that we just all believe, like we only use 10% of our brain. That's not true at all. We use 100% of our brain. But I do believe that there's a fact out there that like our cells regenerate about every 7 years, like over the course of the 7, not all at once, like you wake up one day and you're a new... Every 7th year, like, look, the cicadas are back, and here's the new Jonnie. Like, it's not that, but
what was the sound of regeneration again?
You like
Jonnie
that?
Came out of the goo.
I did, man. I'm in the primordial ooze over here. I'm like those. I'm a precog laying in the pool. Minority Report, we talked about sneakers last week. Minority Report is one of the most underrated movies because it had everything. It had CGI, but it had a great plot. It had great acting. It had a great story. Like, it had it all.
It had a message.
It did. It had like this whole thing.
And
a lot of it's kind of happened. Like the idea of pre-crime, that if we could stop someone from committing crimes that they haven't committed yet, would you do it? It's a moral dilemma that we hadn't really quite thought of.
For something they haven't done.
Yeah. Thought crime.
Yeah. Can they get outside of, you're punishing.
It kind of gets into 1984 a little bit territory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was interesting. It had some gross parts too, but it was, I was fascinated by that movie for sure. But yeah, the precogs, and what I recall is we used to do these big videos for the church, and they got more and more absurd every year,
right?
And for the State of the Church address, and so some of them were really funny. Some really funny bits that Jonnie would write.
That was one that Jeffrey pitched to me. Jeffrey always had some weird out of the box idea. He'd be like, "What if we did this?" And one of them was like, me and him. I think it was me and him, because you wouldn't do it. He was like, "Me and you will lay in a pool." and be the precog twins, and we're seeing the future.
We're going to shave your head?
I don't know what, a skull cap, something. We're going to do something.
Why would you think I wouldn't do that?
I just remember he pitched it because I think he wanted, if I'm remembering it right, I think he was like, I'm built for this. He wanted his moment in the sun. So
well, it's hard to get Jeffrey in front of the camera.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Jeffrey, but I think that you thought of yourselves as the precog.
But we were like, that's getting really specific for a church video.
Like, for church video, like how many people have even seen Minority Report? How many people are listening to this story and don't know what the precogs are? They're called precogs because they have precognition. They can see the future or whatever.
Right.
And they're who triggers the thought crime. They know what's about to happen, or in theory, and then it gets printed onto this weird red ball that rolls down a track, and then the guy goes, blah, and he goes to your house and arrests you.
Yeah.
Because you're about to murder your wife or whatever.
But they would swim in this goo.
Yeah.
I guess it would help to...
The electric transmission of the...
Right. I mean, who among us...
Yeah.
If you want...
I don't know, man.
If you want to up your electrical current.
I'm getting something right now, by the way.
What is it?
Ads. Commercials are coming. I feel it. Let's take a word now and hear from a few of our fine sponsors.
Bro, you were right.
Yeah.
How did you know?
I don't know. I just, I got a sense of these things. I got a real fifth sense. I had an idea for that about a movie, like about a blind guy that can see dead people. And it was called The Fifth Sense. And because he's, okay.
You see, guys, because if I'd have said that, you'd have been like, boo.
Yeah. A blind guy with ESP. I think it was a blind guy with ESP, and the tagline of the poster would be, I hear dead people. Because John, I didn't do it.
What are you going to say?
I'm not insensitive. I mean, I am. But
that's funny.
Back then, that's the thing when you start out comedy, you're just saying anything. And you're like, you look back and you go, oof.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't do that on stage or say it in a podcast.
You had one we won't say.
No.
That you eventually retired.
Yeah.
I always thought it was hilarious.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
But it referenced a movie about the Holocaust. I'll put it that way.
Oh, no, that's not. I don't think that's all that bad.
But
it was about a guy who sold I'm writing a screenplay about a man who's compelled to sell all the junk in his attic in an attempt to save as many people as he can from the Holocaust. It's called Schindler's Craigslist. That's not offensive.
I don't know. I mean, I think what we decided eventually was, what I advised was like...
Did you advise me to stop doing that joke?
I was like, hey, I think anytime you're referencing the Holocaust, it might be too soon.
Boy.
It's not a joke about the Holocaust. I understand.
Thank you.
It's not. I get it.
Yeah.
And I understand its humor.
It's more about Craigslist.
You can't trust everybody who's listening.
Yeah. Because even in the movie, honestly, he says, well, how many more could I have saved with this pen? So it's really, he's kind of saying like, could I have sold some more of my junk to save more people?
Yeah, but were you really going to make any of those points through this joke?
Listen, let's get Liam Neeson in here and see what he thinks of the joke. I think he would love it. That Liam Neeson.
I think it's about that time.
Oh, okay. Sure.
It's my quote of the week. The same we call They Talked About That. I just kept a one unison note that time.
Did you?
I did.
Okay.
Johnny, I want to do Dallas Willard today.
Okay.
He says, we must stop using the fact that we cannot earn grace, whether for justification or for sanctification, as an excuse for not energetically seeking to receive grace. Having been found by God, we then become seekers of ever fuller life in Him. Grace is opposed to earning, not to effort. Grace is opposed to earning, not to effort. The realities of Christian spiritual formation are that we will not be transformed into His likeness by more information, by infusions, inspirations, or ministrations or ministry alone. Though all of these have an important place, they never suffice, and reliance upon them alone explains the now common failure of committed Christians to rise much above a certain level of decency.
Huh.
It's like he's kind of coming back. We always talk about you can't earn grace, and it's such a key. Like it's the key to understanding the gospel. I mean, if you think I have to be good enough for Jesus to forgive me or to give me grace, then you can't receive forgiveness because it can't be on your own merit, right? All have sinned and fallen short. That the gift of God is eternal life. It's a free gift, and that anyone who tries to boast in anything other than that, so there is a sense of, okay, I have to know that as a dead person, right, I don't bring myself back to life in any way. Someone from the outside enacts life upon me. My only real role in it, in terms of coming to life in Christ, is to receive by faith, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing anything up to it. I'm just receiving it. And so, but he says, I love this, like, doesn't mean though that we're not giving the effort. And to me, it's the effort post, right? I'm still giving grace, right? I'm receiving it all the time. I'm not trying to earn it by my efforts, but I am trying to seek Christ-likeness, right? And so only Jesus can make me. And there was a quote I saw the other day. Someone put out. Actually, I think this is my quote.
Oh boy!
Sorry, I think I wrote this one on my run.
Here we go.
Instead of like,
I think a famous who was it?
Theologian.
Let me
go over here to my bookshelf. Instead of like WWJD,
right?
It should be WDJD. What does Jesus do?
Right.
Like we have this whole what would he do? Why don't we just look at what he does?
Yeah.
Right. And follow after that instead of trying to speculate about what it is. Because I want to become like him, and I can't just do that through like only hoping to receive grace without any movement towards it.
Yeah.
I think spiritual formation is the best word there. But I think what struck me about this quote was that last line. When we don't make a life of continually seeking, not to earn, right, but to bring our efforts to it, which faith has to have effort, right? Faith without effort is dead. If it doesn't have something that you're doing in it, then you actually don't believe it. So
right.
if I actually do believe this, there's going to be some movement towards it. And I think, again, whether that's through time with Christ and spiritual disciplines, again, it's not the discipline itself, it's that the closeness to him, the serving of the poor, the speaking and sharing of the hope that we have in Christ, the community that we have together, the confession of sin, the forgiving of one another, in order to recognize it as really the only condition of receiving forgiveness is that I continually give the thing I've received, right? Because its forgiveness is dynamic. It's not static. It's happening all the time. So it has to be happening out of me all the time.
Yeah.
All of those things, think about it. If you live that kind of life, then that's how Christ changes you over time. But if you just think, I receive grace and you can't earn it, so now I don't have to worry about it, I don't, because I never wanted to jump into earning, then I don't have any sort of effort, at least towards loving one another and those things, then we see it now. Committed Christians who are not rising above just a basic level of human decency, but calling it Christianity. Yeah,
like there's a theologian that call it cheap grace. When you say like, well, I can't earn this, so I just won't even not making any effort. Like I do think there's a distinction between effort and achievement.
Yeah,
there's another quote I think about that says, "You're already living by what you believe about God."
Yeah,
you're already living your life by what you believe about God. So there's people that be like, "Okay, well, I have a faith." Well, okay, well, you're aligned in some way.
Right.
If you believed that there was a bomb in your house, you would behave accordingly.
Right.
So yeah, it's like we already are there. The effort should be there, but yeah, we also have to have like a humility that we can't earn this thing. But so it's not about achievement, but it's about like movement towards something.
Well, and the reason and if you're listening to this, and if I'm in your shoes, right, plenty of times in life, I felt like I couldn't pray enough. I felt like I couldn't, and I still feel that way. I couldn't do enough, right? That's not what this is. I think the freedom that comes from it is getting to the place of, like, my goal here is not to stand righteously before God by the things that I do. When I receive grace, then I, by faith, go, I already stand righteously before God because of what he's done.
Yeah.
Right? So because of that, now I am free to give effort because it's not tied to earning. I give effort now, and if I fail, I receive grace, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't have to worry about, this is no longer a pass-fail thing for me. I've already passed. So think about it. It's almost like tests in school. Why do you take the engineering test? So that someday you can build a bridge. Right. But if all you worry about is the grade, then you're not really worried about the most important thing. And so it's almost like, and if you think about the law, which is almost like a graded system, when Jesus fulfilled the law, he took away your grade. He gave everybody the passing grade who's going to believe in him by faith. And now we can go build the bridge.
Yeah.
But the effort's different. It's no longer on paper. I don't have to worry about someone flunking me. I have been passed, and I can now go do the things that he called me to do, which in this case, it actually is building a bridge. I couldn't believe it.
Or starting a business for WDJD bracelets.
WDJD.
It's really clumsy.
Yeah.
It doesn't roll off the tongue. I don't think it's going to take off.
You know,
I get what you mean, and it's fine, but John, I don't know.
I did hope to have a
truckload of those things
line
delivered to your house. Yeah, it's all right. John, let's do. That's great though. Let's do my segments, John. Let's do old jokes with Jonnie. We call it Joke About That. John, a pirate walks into a bar. This is a true story, by the way. Pirate walks into a bar. The bartender says, "Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. What happened? You look terrible." "What do you mean?" The pirate replies, "I'm fine." Bartender says, "But what about that wooden leg? You didn't have that before." "Well," says the pirate, "we were in a battle at sea and a cannonball hit my leg, but the surgeon fixed me up. I'm fine." "Yeah," says the bartender, "what about that hook? Last time I saw you had both hands." "Well," says the pirate, "we were in another battle and we boarded the enemy ship. I was in a sword fight and my hand was cut off, but the surgeon fixed me up with his hook and I feel great, really." "Oh," says the bartender, "what about that eye patch? Last time you were in here you had both eyes." "Well," says the pirate, "one day when we were at sea, some birds were flying over the ship. I looked up and one of them pooped right in my eye." So the bartender replied to the bartender, "What happened? You couldn't have lost an eye just from some bird poop." "Well," says the pirate, "I really wasn't used to the hook yet." The old first day with the hook.
Oh, my goodness.
It happens, and our heart goes out to that. That's a true story.
God. Yeah.
Our heart goes out to John. Let's wrap up the show with This Week in History. We call it Talk About Then. John, sadly, this week, 1908, the first airplane fatality. I was not aware of this. Orville Wright crashed his plane after the propeller broke, killing his passenger, Lieutenant Thomas E. Selfridge, and seriously injuring himself. This is kind of there was a lot of these test flights where you're like, hey, we only see the one, it kind of does one of these, and then it finally takes off, and you're like, they did it. But along the way, some bad stuff happened.
Yeah.
And Orville Wright was involved, although we're going to blame the propeller, I guess, but I guess these propellers just snapped off back in the day.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's the previous May, Selfridge had become the first U.S. military officer to pilot a modern aircraft when he flew solo in AEA's newest aircraft, White Wing, traveling 100 feet in his first attempt and 200 feet on his second, and then sadly lost his life in 1908. While in the plane with Orville Wright, who developed the flight technology. I guess there was the first successful flight along with Wilbur. Wilbur and Orville, right? Wilbur and Orville, we got to bring those names back.
Yeah.
That's one of those like Sadie's kind of an older name. I see people doing Eleanor's and I see people doing Helen's again. Wilbur and Orville, though, they may have kind of...
We need more like Hazels.
Some Hazels.
Vera. Those are my two grandmothers' names. Vera, Hazel, Gladys. We don't see these very much,
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Do better.
Vera, I think, went away in the 90s because she was kind of the wisecracking waitress on Mel's Diner, Alice, the show Alice. So, if you're associated with a show as you're the side character, you're the, she was kind of a mousy. You don't want to be like, oh, it's a Vera. I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe the same for Mel.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of Mels.
Well, Melvin, but yeah.
We don't see a lot of Melvins.
Yeah. We need more Melvins and Orvilles and Wilburs. It's hard to, that's what the thing is.
Melvins and Orvilles and Wilburs, oh my.
Oh boy. John, this week, 1901, the youngest U.S. president. Do you want to take a guess?
Theodore Roosevelt.
42-year-old Theodore Roosevelt is sworn in, making him the youngest U.S. president. Roosevelt became president after the assassination of President McKinley. He did not use a Bible for his oath of office. Did you know that?
I did not know that. I don't think he had one where he was when it happened.
That what you're going to say? It's not so it wasn't a religious decision. It was just.
He was out he wasn't in Washington when it happened. They came and found him.
He was the first U.S. president to ride in an automobile in 1902, submerge in a submarine in 1905, and fly in an airplane in 1910. He was also the only U.S. president not to use the word "I" in his inaugural address, which I think that's a fascinating fact about him. And did you know that?
I did not.
I guess he would say "we" a lot. Is he the one that said the only thing we have to fear? No, that was Eisenhower.
Maybe he's just used L's. Sorry,
yeah, it's true. From the he did not use the word "I" in his inaugural address in 1905, and he was the first American to win a Nobel Peace Prize in 1906. This guy had a life. Also known for his motto, speak softly, John.
Carry a big stick.
Carry a big stick. This goes back to last episode where you were trying to poke a snake. Even though, go back and listen if you want to. All the archived episodes there, talkaboutthatpodcast.com. Even though he was shot while on his way to deliver a speech, he delivered the speech before going to the hospital. This guy's...
An hour-long speech, by the way.
Hour-long speech.
Yeah.
And known for his athleticism.
The bullet hit his glasses, by the way, and his
the speech in the pocket. Is that the one?
Yeah.
And then the bullet was lodged in?
It had the speech and the glasses, yeah. Because the guy was shot at point-blank range. Like, he walked up and shot him.
Yeah. He was known for his athleticism. During his presidency, he participated in a boxing match that cost him sight in his left eye, 1904. Did you know that?
He boxed in 1904?
He boxed while president.
I did not know that.
And he lost sight in his left eye.
So there is a great documentary on History Channel about Theodore Roosevelt that you should probably watch. I mean, it is...
I think you need to watch it. You didn't know all this stuff.
Well, I knew a lot of it, but I didn't know that.
Sure.
That little factoid.
Well, I made it up. No, that's true. I read it in the thing.
You know, Ron Chernow has a new book. He wrote the Grant book and he wrote the Hamilton book,
Mm-hmm.
and he's got a new one out about Mark Twain. But
that would be good.
Yeah, and I'm going to read that next.
Mark Twain's a fascinating character.
But I'd like for him to do Theodore Roosevelt because I think he's a fascinating
I agree.
character.
Finally, John, born this week, 1857, another presidential luminary. Well,
born 1857?
Give or take, William Howard Taft. American politician, 27th U.S. president, 1909 to 1913. This is why he makes the list, though. Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, 1921 to 1930. So, and U.S. Secretary of War, 1904 to 08. He was the first U.S. president to throw out the opening ball of a baseball season.
Yep.
So that kind of started that tradition, which that's kind of a dream of mine. I know some comedian friends who've got to throw out an opening pitch at either like a AAA game, but some have like Major League Baseball games under their belt.
Now, that's my worst nightmare.
Dustin Nickerson just threw out at a Padres game. Nate's done a few games on the road. Like,
wow.
He'll be like, hey, come throw out the first pitch. And I think Nate threw a strike. I think Dustin's was a little high and outside. I mean, Dustin's a great comic, but...
Were they on the mound?
Yeah, he threw from the mound.
Okay.
So I think he said in his comments that was part of what he wishes he had been like, let's just step down and let's
Do you remember
get it over
on
the
West
plate.
Wing? You never watched West Wing, did you?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah,
where he has to throw out the first pitch.
I can't remember that episode.
But he has to wear the
bulletproof
vest. And so they're up in the residence of the White House, and he's just breaking everything, trying to throw a pitch as they're like solving some world crisis. But he has to do it
right
as he's negotiating nuclear arms deals and stuff. So.
But it's a big thing. Like that's a thing. Like they want to see strength in that moment from their president. I remember after 9/11 when Bush threw the strike right over the plate, there was something about that moment that was like a healing moment for our country. I mean, it's pretty undeniable. There's actually a 30 for 30 like short about that pitch. Because he came out, and it's like a defiant thing. 9/11
like, I'm not scared right now.
Yeah, and so he's there, and I mean, and it was just like this. It was in New York. It's just, I don't know. There's something about that moment, a very uniting moment. So yeah, that I would be nervous too if I'm the president. Like this has to. I can't come off. I can't throw one into the stands.
Right.
Like I would.
Taft,
anyway,
by the way.
Yeah.
So Taft and
it's
Roosevelt.
odd to think of Taft throwing out the first pitch, isn't it? He was known as a big guy, right? Isn't he the one they had to bring in the bathtub just for him because he's a bigger dude?
Big guy. But Taft, so Roosevelt, when he won, he made talk about, if you ever heard the story of Jephthah in the Bible, he made a rash vow that God, if you let me win this battle.
If you take this rash away, I will. No. He made a rash vow.
It was that I will sacrifice to you the first thing that comes out of my house when I get home. And it was like his daughter. It's a horrible story. It's a tragic, horrible story. And in fact, I named a character in another book I wrote one time, Jephthah, because it was that kind of tragic thing. Yeah. And so Roosevelt made a rash vow, and he had this landslide victory. Because think about it, McKinley had died, I think, in his first year.
Sure.
His first term. So basically, when he'd already been president almost 4 years, and then when he won by a landslide, he was almost already having 2 terms. Yeah. And so as a sign of selflessness and continue the precedents and all the things, he said, I won't run for another term. He said it at the election as he's accepting
Right.
And it was a dumb thing to do because he technically could do another one, and he was going to want to. But as McKinley was sort of the guy in the wings, and they became he was like his guy. I forget what position he had. I don't think he was vice president, but he basically they had animosity because it was McKinley's turn,
right?
And Roosevelt didn't want to go, but he did go. McKinley was president, and then Roosevelt came back 4 years later and ran as a third-party candidate under the Bull Moose Party and ran against, I believe, McKinley. I think he ran against and lost. But he had a high turnout for a third party. Anyway, interesting kind of things between the two people.
Yeah, don't make rash vows.
Don't, guys.
And if you do get a rash, soak in a gigantic tub that's been brought in for you.
Yes.
Soak in that. Everything will be fine.
Everything will be fine. All comes together.
John William Howard Taft, finally, the only person to serve as both a U.S. president and a chief justice of the Supreme Court.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
There have been guys that, I believe Andrew Johnson, after he was president, became a senator. Mm-hmm. So guys have done other things post.
It'd be weird to be like the most powerful person, then you go down like, I'll just be this cog in the wheel now.
Yeah.
It'd be tough to, because you've tasted the power.
Yeah. You wonder, again, Johnson being such a not popular president.
Yeah.
Almost like if because of that, he didn't hold the sway.
Maybe he was just like, I just want to have still like, maybe he's trying to refine his legacy a little bit. Like, I'll be a senator and serve the people in my constituency, and I'll refine this legacy a little bit. Maybe, I don't know.
That, I'm going to get in trouble here, but I don't remember the exact office, but wait for it.
Okay. John's having a moment.
Geez, this is so easy. I'm sorry, I can't. Just forget about it.
Really?
Yeah. No, I don't want to mess it up. So, another figure that would be surprising to you. Oh, Jefferson Davis. Sorry.
Oh, Jefferson Davis.
Also ran for office.
President of the Confederacy.
Yeah, he was in American politics after being the president of the Confederacy that fought to separate or destroy.
I did not know that for sure. And he just was like.
Well, the universal amnesty was
do-overs. He just wanted a do-over.
Granted, yeah.
Okay.
Some people wanted him executed.
Yeah.
For treason. And he eventually, when the laws continued to change, found, I'm sorry guys, we're going to have to look it up or we're going to get so many emails for this.
I don't think, I think you get more emails about the typewriter thing than the Jefferson Davis thing. People, I don't know. Maybe not.
What office?
I think people are looking to us to educate them. And if we lead them astray, then astray they shall be.
Government after the Civil War. Guys.
Out here making rash vows.
Wait for it.
Yeah.
Wait for it.
Mm-hmm.
He never did. Who am I thinking of then? Guys, I apologize. I retract.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I retract
Look at
here.
that. Wow. We're going to edit all this out.
He was actually in prison for 2 years.
Uh-huh.
And was indicted for treason, though never tried. Charges dropped in 1869. And then he was prohibited by the 14th Amendment from holding office. I thought maybe it wasn't federal, but I thought he held an office elsewhere.
I'm beginning to think there never was a Jefferson Davis.
Guys, sorry about that.
Have made up things.
Although this is AI, I'm asking.
Oh, it's true.
Sometimes.
But you said you have your guy that you like, not Grok and not Chat, but Gerb.
It just says he focused on business ventures, writing. This is Claude. Business ventures, writing, and speaking engagements rather than seeking a return to public office. So, I apologize, guys. I'm thinking of someone else then. There's someone.
I think for a minute, that's what you need to do is maybe focus on some business ventures and stop trying to
act like
stop trying to pervert history.
This goes back to the beginning of the show that I don't have any confidence in my brain.
This week in fake news with John Driver.
Hey, I fact checked it, which you always want to do on the show.
Yeah.
And I just did it. Claude's our new producer.
Yeah.
So thank you, Claude.
It's fine.
Everyone applaud Claude.
You've wasted all of our time, but that's okay. That's what life's about sometimes. Having your time wasted. And what were you going to do with your day anyway, people?
What are you in a hurry to do exactly? This is what's wrong with society.
By the way, we want to say thanks to our patrons. If you want to support the show, go to the website, talkaboutthatpodcast.com. Click on the upper right-hand link on the toolbar there, and that's how you get ad-free content. We love our patrons.
Yeah. Guys, have you ever seen a Where's Waldo picture? That's kind of like Jonnie's life right now. You can't find him. He's all over the country, but you could find him at his website.
JonnieW.com.
Yeah.
And go there to the tour link and you can see all the dates. Maybe I'm coming to your town. Maybe I'm in driving distance of you. Maybe you want to get tickets. Bring the whole fam.
Maybe he's right behind you right now looking through your window.
Hey, everybody. Anyway, that would be great if you'd come out and say hello. And it means a lot to me. And my agent, frankly, who takes 10%. It means most to him.
Yeah.
So help him, would you?
Help us help
Won't
him.
you help him? For the cost of 10% of a cup of coffee, you could help my agent. Anyway, come say hello. And these are such fun shows that we're doing right now. And I'm having a great time. And so come out. My wife's with me. You can meet my wife on the road. She run the old merge tail. Buy a T-shirt from her.
She's way better than Jonnie.
She is. She can almost do the show at this point.
Yeah.
She knows the jokes.
She's got them. So.
She does.
Hey guys, thanks for the time you gave us today. A lot of fun. Let's do it again next week. Here on
Talk about that.